When Mr. Brown is on campus, kids respond really well. They're constantly coming up to the office and like, do you know where Mr. Brown is? Can we find him? Is he on the basketball court? Is he coming to see us at lunch? I love the Choose Well message. I was getting ready for work this morning and I put on my t-shirt and my my kindergartner who saw you at the beginning of last school year said, choose well, oh yeah. And I just think that that's amazing that a year later, a 5-year-old still remembered. I think it is absolutely worth it because the message that's being talked about, is remembered. They'll be talking about it for weeks to come.
Oh, I love the Choose Well program. I use your lines a lot, Mr. Brown, when the kids are sent in here. Choose well, you'll live a better life. I remind them about it often. They love when you're here. They love hanging out with you. It's a great program. Well, the Choose Well Assemblies are more relevant, I think, for the kids. They can find something to relate to, even if it's not your whole story. There's parts of your story that everybody can relate to, and I think that helps engage the students. The benefits of the assembly, they talk about it for a while. It's not just a one and done. They continue throughout the year. They talk about it. Mr. Fuller puts up your posters all year round. The teachers wear your shirts, and the kids are reminded about when you're here. And the assembly gets everybody all at once. So it's absolutely worth it. I know in the heat of the moment, sometimes we get a little frustrated when our schedules have to change, but it's always worth it, no matter what time of day you get to be here.
Mr. Brown does a great job with inspiring the kids to listen to him with his message. He delivers it in a way that makes the kids want to hear what he has to say and take his message away with them and feeling inspired. And I noticed that last year, and especially for those kids that were here again to get to build on that, but the excitement for the kids that weren't here before to get to learn that message. I think it opens their minds up to things that they might not be knowing that they're thinking about, and it validates their thinking that it's okay to have these thoughts and that life is okay and they have the power to make a difference in their life. And it validates that for them. Basically, Mr. Brown's messages are a lot of what we're telling the students, but they hear from us every day. So to have somebody come in that's so engaging and say the same thing, the same message in a different way, is definitely a way to back what we're saying, and then we can back using ideas from Mr. Brown as well.
I love Mr. Brown's assemblies. The kids get into them and he's engaging and fun, and yet he has a really powerful message. I will tell you that when I was told this morning that we had an assembly, because we knew you were coming, but we didn't know there was a Mr. Brown assembly. We just thought you were going to be hanging out for an hour. I was immediately irritated because of my curriculum, and then I thought, no, these kids need this. So I do not care. You could come every week, and I would give up an hour all the time. It's totally worth it. And what you have adds such value to their lives, and it's meaningful. Well, there were a couple things today that I thought was really powerful. The one that with the timeline of their life, and that they're at such the beginning, and there's so much more to come, and that kind of, you're asking them to realize that the choices they make today affect them for the rest of their lives, and even the mistakes they've made can be fixed if they make choices that are not good ones, that it's not too late to change. And the other thing I totally appreciated was the fact that you had all the teachers get out there and we stood on our age and we did it with joy in our hearts, but for them to see, the kids to see that we have lived long lives, and hopefully that they'll get to live a life as well. What I've really seen since you came is how many more kids need you. The percentage of kids who are living, I call it lives of quiet desperation, that percentage of kids has grown. And so your message is more powerful now to a bigger majority than it was like 8-9 years ago when you came the first time, and we had a lot of kids go, yeah, that was okay, but it doesn't really apply to me. Now I think it's a good 60-70% of our kids that your message has impact.